Hello everyone and welcome to a new series in Wyoming. Hope you enjoyed the brief introduction there to the area. So the backstory then. So we just arrived from California. We've lived on a ranch for the last few years managing a small pasture of horses. But we took a chance. We found some land going really cheap. Obviously due to the mine closing down and the fires recently. All this land's going really cheap, and this is a rundown ranch. So we put an offer in at auction, haven't actually seen it yet, so what basically we paid for is what we get with the land. So we don't know what's in these barns at the moment, we don't know how the land's looking, how the soil is. So obviously we'll get your horses unloaded, park the vehicles up, and we'll take a look around the ranch and see what we've actually got for our money. So we'll park up the caravan, pop the sides out, get the kettle on, take a bit of a breather, and then we'll head on down to the ranch, check inside the barns and see if we can find anything of use to us. Hopefully from there we can get a horse and then have a look around the area and see how the land's looking. Okay, we're going to check out the first barn now. So it looks like got a tractor and a truck left behind, random straw bale there. So it looks like we've got an international tractor from the quick inspection. Here, tyres are in good nick. The paint's a bit faded, but the engine's also looking in pretty good condition. So I'm sure a trip into town, either get a mechanic out here or take it into town if possible, could potentially get this thing starting. I think the truck is not looking as healthy. Flat tyres on there, a lot of rust, but again you never know. We could hopefully get this thing running and that would save us potentially a lot of cash in the long run, or it could cost us a lot more trying to get the thing fixed up, but we'll see, and we'll check out the next barn. Okay, next barn then, looks like some sort of storage area. A few more straw bales laying around, small ones there on the side as well. Little hoop could be useful. So inside, obviously the grass and the weeds are coming through quite a lot, so we're going to have to replace that ground at some point, or potentially just replace the barn. But temporarily it could be a useful area for hay and straw, and a little tool shed in there as well. So we'll head over to the next area. Random straw bale just laying around there. We'll try and use that on the horses, but I'm not sure if it will get taken with this pasture, or if they even need it. Yeah, it doesn't look like they want to take the thing. We'll just chuck it in there now for the visuals, I suppose. There we go. So this is obviously the main horse area. Just shut the horse caravan in there for now, but again leads nicely into the backfield, which I think we're going to use as the main field for the horses and the training area and the ranch. But obviously we're going to need to plough in this land at some point, get some better grass sown, so we can have a nice smooth pasture for the horses, and also obviously once the horses are in, we can get the grass baled up and mowed as well. But I think we'll grab a horse now and we'll just take a look around properly. Doesn't want to take me on that one. We'll try this one. There we go. So we've got Groovy, the horse. Oops. And obviously we also got the horse third person mod installed, so we can actually see from this view. So a nice grain barn or wheat barn on the side there. We can store some cropping. And again, the field that came in the land spans all the way down here, all the way to the far end up to the oil line. which you'll see shortly. The field next door doesn't belong to us at this time, so we have got the farmer in the area has got right access through our land onto his field. But who knows, in the future maybe we've got some more money, we can convince him to either grow some crop for us or buy the land off him and potentially get some oats sown in this area so we can feed the horses. If we can do it all local, it'd be a lot easier than having to get deliveries or using fuel to go a far field to fields we may own in the future. Obviously soybeans currently in there growing, which isn't much use to us for the horses at the moment. And we've got the river on the left there, and we do own a small island as well, which we'll see on the way past shortly, that we can also expand onto potentially in the future. So a pretty good amount of land there. Could be a huge grass field and pasture, plenty of space for expansion on this grass. And again, as you come into the main ranch, you've got all of this sort of gravel area as well, which in the sort of the base game farmer mode is filled up with all the barns. But I've decided to go for just sort of a basic build, all the rundown barns, and eventually we'll sort of build it up as we go along. We have got a fair amount of money, but I'm sure once we start spending, get equipment in, get all the hay bales and the oats to feed the horses initially, we'll soon use up that pretty quickly. So we do need to be careful with money. Just because we've got lots now, we don't want to overdo it and start spending like we've got $1 million, and then before we know it, we've got no money and we'll have to get loans or start selling some vehicles. So across the bridge then, nice little entranceway here. Removed all the base game or base map entry areas, which hopefully we can build ourselves up down the line. But we also do own this field here, so this was part of the deal in the auction. It came with the land and the ranch. So we'll take a look quickly on the map. So as you can see, there's no actual registered field there, so we can do what we like this area. We can either plough up a field or we can expand the ranch outside of the sort of perimeter area if we wanted to, but most likely we'll get a field ploughed in and go from there. Back across the bridge now. And we'll get this horse back into the stable. So we've only got 2 horses at the moment, but eventually we're going to get a lot more, and we'll get a lot more stables built. I'm also obviously waiting on the mod to come out for the horse training grounds, so we can actually make a horse area. I'm going to try and improvise, I think, in the meantime, with some decorative objects and place down some sort of barrels just to make some sort of training grounds up. But for now, we'll just sort of wait out for the mod as well. So there we go. I'll probably hit the gate again. Still getting used to these horses. And we'll pop Groovy back in and close them up. So we're going to take the Tesla, head into town, and try and get ourselves a small vehicle and a trailer so we can transport the water and obviously some oats so we can feed our horses up before we close down for the day and get some well-earned rest. So on the way past, we noticed a garage earlier, so we're just going to pop inside now, speak to the local mechanics and see where the best place to go is, and obviously talk about getting those vehicles towed away for later. So we've got the information we need, managed to organise a pickup for the vehicles in the barn, and he's also recommending me to the Clearwater Motors. They've got plenty of agricultural stock. So we've leased currently, there's a little John Deere Gator, got a bag of oats delivered to the area while we're having lunch, and also a small little water bowser. We can get down to the ranch and obviously get the horses watered and fed. which is a nice start to the day. Okay, hopefully in the future we'll be able to replace this water tank with something bigger, so we have a lot more horses, and it's only a pretty small tank. But fortunately the water is pretty good out of the ranch, so we can just fill it straight from the stream out at the ranch. So we'll head back now, quick time lapse all the way back to the ranch, and I'll see you guys back there. Okay, back at the ranch one more time. So we'll get this over to the horses and we shall feed them up, get them watered, and then we'll park up for the day and then we'll call it there. So water first, and now obviously we used the forklift down at the store to get this bag on the back of the truck, but fortunately it's just accepted it there straight away. Haven't got to unload it from the vehicle, which is good, or lift it up with a bag hitch. And then looks like the water for this pasture is pretty small anyway, so we can just leave this water tank here and then just top it up daily when and if we need to. Okay, so here we go then. So today, what have we done? So we've arrived on the ranch. We've managed to get into town, get this little John Deere, get the horses watered and fed on a lease with our equipment, and we've also spoken to the local mechanics and they have agreed to come and take the vehicles from the barn away and hopefully get them turned over for us for use. Obviously we're going to need more equipment than that, but we're going to speak to them again later on the phone because they mentioned an auction coming up for some used and sort of vintage vehicles as well, so we can look into that in the next episode. But until then, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this episode and you do want to see how this ranch develops, then stay tuned. If you like the videos, give it a like and please subscribe for more videos. Don't forget to check out my No Man's Land building series as well. I'm going to try and update those a lot faster in the future. Until then, thanks for watching. Take care.